Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today we're diving into Lizard Wizard.
With an unboxing.
And a first impressions because, believe it or not, we have actually got a chance to play this game.
Despite the fact that this looks like Kitchen Shrink, we have played this.
I was really excited to get my own copy in because it came a little bit later than I was hoping. And Alex got his first.
Yeah.
But the good news is he was able to learn, sit down, and teach us this. And as a fan of Raccoon Tycoon back in the day, I was excited to dive into Lizard Wizard. It's got some really interesting things going on. So as we open this up, we're going to show you the components. We're going to talk about why we're excited about this game. We're going to talk about why it might have a spot on our permanent collection shelf after we see how it functions at 2 players. But we're also going to talk about our first impressions of it and our first play experience.
Yeah, I actually got a chance to play it when it was still in prototype copy, so it was really nice to see it in a final version.
This would have been one of the first times you were playing prototype copies then as well, right?
Yep.
Do you remember much of it from that prototype copy?
No.
Okay, but you remember from the last play we had.
Yes.
That's why Alex needs to do a full reteach for all of us?
Yeah.
That makes sense. So, if you're familiar with Raccoon Tycoon, Lizard Wizard is going to be playing on that idea of escalating resource markets, where you're collecting resources in front of you, building out your tableau, and then selling or trading in those resources to get a lot of points back in order to cycle those for more cards, for more abilities, for more tableau escalation, until you get to the point where instead of buying resources or selling resources, you start investing in endgame scoring. Cards that are going to chain off of set collection and powerful abilities. Lizard Wizard takes that concept from Raccoon Tycoon and really expands upon it. Yeah. Oh, let's go ahead and open this up. So inside here, you're gonna have. Are you gonna find the flavor text? Is that what you're hunting for immediately?
Welcome to Astoria. Astoria is a land pulsing with magic and intrigue. A handful of Arch-Mages are vying for the loyalty of wizards across the land so that they can wield ultimate power. While competing to recruit wizards from 7 unique schools of magic, you will also have to create mystical towers, research powerful spells, summon helpful familiars, and search dark dungeons for gold and items of power.
Cool. So I am setting all this off to the side. In here we have some organizing trays for all the different resources. Nice. You see all the components and stuff are going to pop into there. Coins and everything are going to be organized in these trays. And then we have the main board here. So let's go ahead and
did you get the upgraded components?
I don't know. We don't have the Kickstarter copy. The upgraded components are
so cool, though.
The upgraded components are fantastic. Yeah. We have a retail copy here. So this is what people will be actually able to get in the store. So we have the first player marker. And then we have the board. This board looks like it has a lot of stuff going on. In fact, our current camera setup doesn't even allow it to fit. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a bit for those of you that want to see everything. On here, we're going to have our resource marketplaces where you're escalating the achievements you're going for, wizards that you can recruit that give you your own powerful special abilities.
Towers that also give you powers and abilities and also help with set collection that you're going for with your wizards and your towers and your familiars and your spells.
Well, you want all 4 of them to combine.
Yes. Spells give you powers and abilities in-game that you can either use against other players or to help yourself, especially with resource collection. Familiars are going to enable you to go dungeon diving, and dungeon is where you collect treasures and face off against various types of monsters.
You're mostly trying to survive the dungeon to bring back as much treasure as possible.
Yeah, and you try and get some of the spells that will mitigate against certain classes of monsters that you'll encounter in the dungeon so that you can push your luck further. It's a push your luck mechanic.
It's a bit of a pressure luck system. So these are going to be the resources that you're collecting. Little punch board pieces of chips here, which we will do
Mandrake, Eye of Newt, Nightshade, Sulfur, Foxglove, Toadstool, and Horn. And basically throughout the game, as people get the different resources, that we're going to keep escalating how much value they're worth, and then you're going to sell them for various amounts of coin that is going to allow you to do other things inside the game.
Coins here are going to potentially be a little bit confusing because they're all blue. The 1s, the 5s, the 20s, the 100s. These are a lot easier to read, though, than the metal ones that we saw. I like the metal small coins because I want to put a wash on them.
Yes. These, the main difference is the little shape that you see inside. The 1 has a square, the 10 has this like circle thing, this has a hexagon, a plus sign. That's the main difference.
What I would say initially off of the retail copy that we have versus the deluxe copy, I think that if we decide to keep onto this, we're definitely going to be looking for a deluxeified copy.
I like the deluxeified resources. They were so cool. They were just little gibbets.
Yep.
All right,
so we have our cards. So as we start popping these cards open, we can talk about what they do. But let's also talk about first impressions. Like, what do you thought out of that first game that we've been able to play?
So we played...
It was a 4-player game.
We played a 4-player game. And I think when I played it as a prototype, I was playing it as a 3-player. I think 4 players is a little too prone to analysis paralysis, and it just, each turn takes a lot of time to figure out what you're going to do, and till it gets back around to your turn, you don't really feel like you're as involved in the gameplay.
Yeah, it was also during a pretty chaotic environment. There was a bunch of other people around. From my sense of it, the reason why I'm excited about this game is because partially due to what you're talking about, the AP that you have also opens up a lot of opportunity or a lot of possibility that you have around the board. So you're looking for the different sets you want, you're looking for the abilities that you want to chain, you're looking for how you want to spend your resources or when the right time to trade everything in for the market is or should be. The way you're actually going to be gaining market resources are going to be with these cards that we have here. These are going to be our resource cards. So everyone's going to have a hand of these, and you'll be playing them to increase the value of certain resources and collect certain resources. And you find, like, as you're going around, the first, I don't know, 7 turns or so are people just
collecting resources.
Putting down. Getting resources, increasing the value. Getting resources, increasing the value.
You are going to be able to collect 3 out of however many are listed on top here, and then anything listed on the bottom is going to increase in value. And they're not always the same, what you're collecting and what you're increasing in value. So you're kind of having to play both what you have been collecting, and you want that value to increase so that then you can sell it for more, but you're also trying to collect things to meet certain objectives. And
you're looking at what your opponents may or may not be trying to get, and trying to determine, like, do I need to sell now, or will the value go up another turn before it gets back to me? Whenever anyone sells, the market actually decreases across the board.
Yep.
Which is a bit of a pressure point, right? Because you want as much value for the resources that you have as possible, and you are going to also be spending your coin and resources on different abilities.
One thing that's going to help you with your resource collection are these wizards. These wizards are going to be specialized both in certain classes, and then also they'll have a resource in the top corner that you'll be able to collect 1 extra of those. So you have this one from the necromancy class, you've got these from sorcery, this from druidry, this from thaumaturgy, and alchemy, and conjuring, and enchantment.
Yeah.
Really cute.
So, first impressions, first thoughts for me. I really like this game. I like the tableau building. I like the resource management in the marketplace that decreases as you sell. I like all the different options for powers, abilities, set collection that you have. Like, as I was looking around the board, there was always something that I wanted to go through. And I was always planning, like, 3 turns ahead. I was like, I need to get resources now to sell next turn, to purchase the Evolve card that's going to give me a special ability, and I'll be able to trigger it immediately because I have the Eye of Newt that I need to trade in and go ahead and get it established.
Which was your favorite deck to go through and kind of collect?
I wasn't ever good at it. I like the dungeon because of all the different creatures that you're going through, and I love the nature of just grabbing treasure and gold. However, you really need to specialize if you want to start delving into the dungeon. Because
dungeon's actually my least favorite.
It's really risky. What's yours?
I like going for these wizards that help you then get more resources. I love the artwork on them. And then I like going for the forests. That, not the forests, the fortresses, that you can pay for them with either a resource or this, and then they help with your set collection. They purely just help for a set collection.
But what you're trying to get
matches.
Is you want matches.
Yeah, because then a match, I believe, is 10 points.
Yeah, if you have both of them paired together.
All these familiars as well, they allow you to do cool abilities. So you can do a new research, which is activating a spell. You can enter the dungeon. This is the only way to really enter the dungeon. You can collect some resources, or you can get gold, and this is the main way of getting gold. And then they also scale up, so like the prices go up as you buy them.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Everything in the market here is designed to kind of escalate. Yeah. Everything starts getting a little bit more powerful, a little bit more precious and expensive as you dive in. The dungeon gets less and less treasure.
It gets hard because you're basically weeding out all of the treasures. You're taking them and they don't get put back in the deck, but the monsters that you encounter get put back. So every time another person goes through the dungeon, they are making it harder to go through the next time.
And the spells are fantastic because a lot of them feel super powerful, especially contextually.
Yes.
Like, sometimes a spell won't do anything for you, but every now and then you'll glance down and you'll be like, look at the top 10 cards of the dungeon, and keep all the treasure cards. And it's like, that's awesome.
There's some that mess with other people as well. Some of those spells can be mean, like kill another card or a spell that's on another person's. Or
steal a tower, steal a wizard. There's a lot of potential on the table manipulation here, which you could choose to play with, or you could choose to not play with. It depends on kind of the environment of your game group, but I personally like a bit of take that. I like the pressure mechanic. Overall, I think you're right that at 4 players it might be a little bit slower than I want. I want to play it again at 3. I want to dive in. I want to play it at 2 and see how it functions, because a head-to-head squabble might be interesting as we're maximizing resources. The stuff that would be the stuff that I'm concerned about. Just the general playtime, how easy does it get to the table, and where do I think it settles. The stuff I really like is going to be the manipulation of the market up here. And it's going to be the various ways to drive endgame, the various ways to look for endgame. Because endgame is going to happen whenever you get to the bottom of any of these stacks. And so you're looking to exhaust the fortresses. You're looking to exhaust the wizards or the familiars or the spells. And as you drive those stacks down to the bottom, you're also going for whatever victory condition you have.
I like the different achievements that vary from game to game. That you're basically going for. So some of them tell you want to have 7 of a resource. Some of them tell you... These are one time you grab them and you claim them. Yeah, and some of them are telling you want 5 of a certain type of card, or spells, or gold, or mana, or wizards. So they're really different things that kind of change what I'm going for in each game. I look at those achievements and then I'm like, oh, I should start going down this path, and then maybe I'll divert like halfway through the game for something else that is going to score me better points, but this is a good starting spot.
Yeah. But yeah, first gut check. I really like the game overall. I think right now it's setting at like 3.54 out of 5, with room to wiggle up. I wish I had a bit more control over the market, but I think you get that as you continue playing and as you start getting spells and abilities.
You have a hand of cards, and so you do have that control.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, it's a quick unboxing and first impressions of Lizard Wizard. We're probably going to be getting a gameplay. If it works well at 2, in our opinion, we'll probably try to get a gameplay or something here to the channel if enough people are intrigued. But yeah, just thought we'd go ahead and we literally just got it today. So we thought we'd pop it open and start talking about it.
Yeah, and we'll probably compare it against Raccoon Tycoon once we get that up to the table.
I need to get Raccoon Tycoon into my hands. I've only ever played with friends' copies.
I have not played it, so I want to play it and then do a direct comparison between the 2.
Yep, that would be good. Cool. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Whatever the case.
Whatever you do.
Remember to do the important thing.
Get out and play some games.
We'll see you next time.